tune in, watching the fight. Their energy streams igniting the night. With every riff, the crowd goes wild. Finest fellas, forever a child. With sweat on our brows, we won't back off. Together we rise, we'll never stop. Raise our arms, it's showtime now. Finest fellas will take the bow. With metal hearts, we'll never yield. In the virtual arena, we own the field. We own the field. In this realm, we reign supreme. Finest fellas, living the dream. Take a bow. With metal hearts, we'll never yield. In the virtual arena, we own the field. People tune in, watching the fight. Their energy streams igniting the night. With every riff, the crowd goes wild. Finest fellas, forever a child. With sweat on our brows, we won't back off. Together we rise, we'll never stop. Raise the horns, it's showtime now. Finest fellas will take a bow. With metal hearts, we'll never yield. In the virtual arena, we own the field.
Hey there guys, what's going on? It's Finest Fellas here. Welcome back to another live stream on the channel. We're going to be doing some more painting today. This is another hobby live stream, and I've made some good progress since the last time I streamed. Just going to get the music sorted out, and we're going to kind of just jump into it. So the progress I have made, I have all of the Vanguard Combat Patrol based now. I've finished all the bases on them. So we've got all the infiltrators and the Phobos Lieutenant in here. And we've got the 3 snipers and the 3 suppressors there. Gonna turn the heat on for a bit, I think. It's a bit cold in here. And yeah, so this is how the bases turned out, guys. For my guys. Quite like it. Very unique. Very cool. Now, the eliminators themselves are not finished. And then there's the one with the big pillar, the sergeant. Like I said, they're not finished yet. They still have work needs doing. I'm just going to try and get my camera positioned here for when I'm painting, because today we are going to attempt, this is a very strong word, attempt to tackle the Camo Cloaks for the suppressors. But yeah, so this is what I've done so far for this guy. I love his base. I managed to pin him to the pillar we made. So very much the urban battlefield kind of feeling going on there. And I've got the green optic as well on his scope there. And on the other side, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it on the other side because of the camera, but he does have the green kind of auspex kind of glow there. But yeah, he's still got some work needs doing. So what I've decided to do is I've dropped my workload by having specific projects to finish, because now it's all about kind of finishing off the details, finishing off all the little bits and all that jazz. So I'm kind of taking it in smaller batches now. So I'm just going to get a reference picture up here of what I need to do for my eliminators, I think is what they're called. The snipers, the eliminators. So if you bear with me 1 second, let me pull them up. Or not. Apparently they're not on the website anymore. Nope, they're not on the website anymore. Okay. Oh, eliminators are. It's just the box I was looking at isn't. Okay. Now, do they have a good picture here where I can spin them around? I want to see that camo cloak. I want to see what kind of shapes they used. Okay. So they got a lot of triangular shapes. So I'm pretty sure I'm starting with Skaven Blight Dinge. I'm going to chuck that through the vortex mixer for a second. This is a fairly new paint, so we shouldn't need too much mixing. There we go. And then it's like triangular patterns, I think. So we're just gonna have to build this up slowly. After this project is done, this desk needs to go clean. Right. They have really big cloaks as well, so this might take us some time. So, if I'm looking at them, just going to start by doing these sort of patterns on his cloak. Trying to keep it fairly random as well. What other sort of patterns we got here? We kind of got like on the reference picture there, it's mostly triangles. Maybe I'll do like a diamond here. There you go. I'm not very good at freehand. This is my first sort of array into freehand. We can get like a... couple of random shapes in here. And then we're just going to keep doing that around all the cloaks. So this step might take us a little while, guys. Just gonna throw some more random shapes in there. Now, I am gonna have to build this up layer by layer. It's not a one and done sort of thing, unfortunately. There we go, getting there slowly. Hey, Peter, what's going on, man? How we doing? We alright? Just gonna do a small triangle up at the top of his shoulder there. And then maybe something else up here. Camo pattern on the chameleon trench coats. Yeah, so it's not going to be identical by any stretch of the imagination, but going for something similar to what they have for the box art. Something similar. Not identical, obviously. I'm not as good as the heavy metal team. But try and get something the best of my abilities, I think. It's my first time really freehanding anything as well. Alright, what kind of camouflage pattern we got there? You're waiting for 11th run out of models to paint, so I wonder what I'm going to do in summer. Hope the coats end up looking great. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, the 11th edition stuff looks really good. I just hope that they don't have a supply issue like they always end up doing when they bring something new out. Because they've got to know that the hype for 11th edition is really high. And they've got to know that everyone's going to be trying to get their hands on them. So I'm really hoping we don't have any supply issues. But we'll see. We'll see what the Games Workshop gods have in store for us. Right, once I've given all this an extra layer, what I'll end up doing is moving on to the next color, and then putting in other colored geometric shapes. I'm trying so carefully not to mess this stage up. Because I'm not really a freehand painter. But that's it's looking pretty good so far. Oh, I know stores here won't get many boxes. Games Workshop told my store that already. A non-issue for me is I won't be able to buy anything anyway. I really like the speeders though. Yeah, I mean, the orc stuff looked really cool, don't get me wrong, but I don't collect orcs. And the only things that really stood out for me as far as Space Marines were concerned was the new chaplain, the captain, the new heavy bolter guys. I mean, the speeder looks great, but I'm neither here nor there on the speeder. I could take it or leave it if I'm honest. Yeah, with this second coat, it's really coming out nice. There we go. That's the first layer done. Oh, I forgot this side of it. Whoops. Hang on. This seems like it's missing something. Let's just put like a triangle head down here. There you go. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that to start with. What do you guys think? Maybe one more? Maybe something here? I'm holding back a sneeze. I failed. Woo! Oh, that sucked. Bless me. Oh, dear. Oh, sneezing sucks. It's going to be the grey, black, and white pattern they used on dreadnoughts in World War I. No, so if you take a look at the Warhammer webpage, and take a look at the Eliminators, it's the same kind of stuff that they've got on their camouflage on there. Because I don't really freehand, I'm taking inspiration from the box art. Even though that looks pretty damn good. I almost painted my vape there. That would have been fun. Trying to keep those bristles straight. So the next stage is to just do the other two. Bless you! Thank you very much, my dude. Thank you all, thank you all, thank you all. Let's get the other one. The other one. The other one. And so look, I actually put like the Auspex shit on his arm, and he's got his glowy eyes. I really like that. I know in the light it's not the best look, but I really like that. Ooh, sneezy, sneezy boy. For me, it's hard to just try and pick out random geometric shapes. I'm gonna try and do a diamond up here again. So what are you up to today, Peter? You up to much, man? What's keeping you busy today? because this is such a small brush, it doesn't hold a lot of paint at once. Start to run out of ideas for geometric shapes. I keep referring to that picture over there. It's a lot of the same one, to be fair. It's like trying to draw, but with a paintbrush. It's very difficult for me. Be bad enough if it was a bloody pen. Okay, it's looking alright. You'll see it more when the second coat goes down. The first coat appears to be very subtle, but when the second one goes down, it's quite good. So on the armor pack here and on his head bit, I'm just doing like small triangles. That's all I'm really doing here. Alright, now let's go back over these shapes. You can see how that second coat really brings it to life. It's really cool. It's a very interesting step, to be honest, all of this. I've never really done camouflage before. But if I can get a good result from doing these eliminators, I might try and put camouflage when I do my new Imperial Guard. It's a very interesting step. Hey Eddie, what's going on, my dude? How you doing today? You alright, man? As a blood axes collector, careful how much you fall in love with camo. It takes time. It is taking time, dude. My problem is coming up with the shapes and stuff for it. Well, I'm using a reference picture over on the monitors there from the box art and taking the geometric shapes from that. But damn, dude, this is a very slow process. And that's fine. It's fine that it's taking time. But, woo! It's a very slow process. Because Eddie, like, freehanding is never something I've ever done, dude. So this is a new experience for me. Okay, that triangle looks more like a circle. There we go. Hang on, I want to put another one over here. But yeah, if I can really get into doing this camouflage stuff, I might put some on my Imperial Guard when I get my guard army updated. This is a cool step. Okay. On to the next one. But how are we doing today, Eddie? How's the wife and kids? Are they all feeling better yet, or are they still a bit under the weather? I finished the campaign for Space Marine 2 again. And you know what the funniest part is? I want to do it again. I love the Space Marine 2 campaign. I want to play it again. It's just such a good story. Wife's... Wait, what? Post-operative follow-up is today, so we'll know more soon. I've got my fingers crossed for you, buddy. I'll give you a fingers crossed for you guys. Hopefully it's all good. Hopefully everything's fine. That's all we can hope for at the end of the day, my dude. Positive thoughts. Think happy thoughts. Happy thoughts, my dude. Oh, Eddie, I did see your Heretic Astartes collection for Space Marine 2. They look real nice. Not to sound like a heretic, but they look good. But yeah, I didn't stream my hobbying yesterday, guys. I will be completely transparent with you all. I was so low energy yesterday, right? So low energy, and I wasn't really in a social mood, if that makes any sense. And I decided I just needed to hobby a bit off camera and just relax. I had my show on. I've been watching Banshee. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. It's really cool. I've been watching that. And I had my show on, and I was just hobbying away. But I couldn't stream it yesterday, guys. I was so low energy. And I'm not feeling much better today, if I'm perfectly honest. I don't know what it is, but it's like my energy bar just will not recharge. But I figured I might as well stream it if I'm doing it, because I don't have much of Banshee left to watch. I've been plowing through it. Giggity. Wait, did I? Yeah, I did. I was going to say, did I do the backpack for the other guy? Yeah, everybody posting theirs without using the screenshot button was bugging me. Oh, dude, I'm bad for that, man. I'm bad for that. I know you can use the F12 screenshot, but it's easier for me in the moment to just quickly take my phone and take a picture of my screen. I'm bad for that. Social battery is a real thing. Oh, dude, for real. Yeah, very much so. I don't know, man. But it's not just my social battery. It's like my energy in general. Like, I've suffered from it for a number of years. And the doctors have got nothing for me. They're like, nah, you're fine. Your vitamin levels are fine. Testosterone levels are fine. Blah, blah, blah. But it's like, I go to sleep. Doesn't matter how long I sleep for. I go to sleep. I wake up. And it doesn't matter if I've slept 8 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. Doesn't matter. I'm exhausted. Always, always tired, man. Seeing if there's anywhere else I can get a little bit of camo going. But yeah, man. Just doing camo cloaks. You know, I'm sure I have some sitting around here somewhere. And I know you told me to get some, but I don't think I did, in the end, get any Administratum Grey. I thought I had some. Or at least picked some up, so I'm not entirely sure where it is. I did have a look for it, but I can't find it anywhere. I've got Mechanicus Standard, but I couldn't find any of the Admin Grey. I'm sure I picked some up, though. Oh, that is way too watery. Whoops. Come back to that one. You should ask for a referral to a sleep specialist. If it's not chemical, it sounds like you're not hitting REM sleep. That could be for a bevy of reasons. Yeah, you're probably right, man. I don't even remember the last time I had a dream. I used to be very lucid dreamer, right? I used to be able to participate in my dreams, remember my dreams, you know. Used to have great dreams. But I don't even remember the last time I had a dream. Long time ago. I dreamed a dream the other night. Lowland, lowlands away. There we go. It's looking better with the second coat, at least. Alright, I'm gonna let those chill for a minute. I've got to stop doing that, putting them in my fucking mouth. Boo, Admin Grey is a staple. You should have a backup pot. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I had one. I genuinely thought I picked one up. It must have been the one paint that I didn't pick up. Yeah, because I've got Mechanicus. I've got Eshin, Fenrisian, Grey Seer. I've got all sorts of greys. I just don't have Admin Grey. Thing is, I thought I had some. Because I wrote it down and I must have picked one up somewhere. Yeah, I must have maybe put it somewhere else. Just having a look at all my paint, in case I put it in the wrong bit. No, I don't think I picked one up. Do I snore? Somewhat. I mean, nobody's really said I'm a loud snorer or anything. I mean, partners or even my ex-wife, you know, never really complained about my snoring. I do snore sometimes, but not like a bore or anything, I think. Because I'm pretty sure my ex-wife would have told me. She was a very... If I did anything wrong, she was very sure to point it out. You know, so she would have pointed that out for sure. Yes, glad to be rid of her. Right. So, we've done that. So I think Dawnstone is next. Mechanicus Grey is okay. Can do the same job as Admin Desaturation, but you have to start a hue darker than normal because it'll lighten it too. Yeah, so I was going to use Admin Grey as like my lightest color on the camo. I was going to use it as the lightest color. Oh, what do you think of these finished suppressor bases, by the way, dude? Don't look at the suppressor himself, because he's not finished, but the bases. I haven't done the rims black or anything yet, because I'm still manhandling it quite a lot. What do you think of that? So there's that one, and then there is these two. No, I'm going to put grass tufts on the back, I think. I'm going to be experimenting with bolter holes. I did one just to check. I might do like a little tinge of metal on the inside as like a bolter hole. But I quite like these bases. I think they look good. Yeah, see a sleep specialist. I had a buddy whose snoring shifted to basically suffocating himself every night. So he ended up with very similar symptoms. Interesting. Well, like sleep apnea. Is that what they call it? Sleep apnea. Where's my Dawnstone gone? It's over there. Let me just run it through the vortex real quick. The camera's gonna go funny for a second. It's vibrating. Needs a bit more depth with a dark wash. I don't know, I kind of like them the way they are, if I'm honest. Like, which part? The rubble part or the wall part? Are you suggesting needs a wash? I mean, yeah, I still appreciate your opinion, though. I mean, but which part do you think needs the wash? The rubble or the wall? Or do you mean both? Right, let's see. So they've kind of got the same shapes, but some of it overlaps. That's very interesting. Okay, so if I try and do something like... See, that dries a lot lighter than I thought it would. See, they're using a lot of, like, what I would call a half triangle. And some of it's kind of like, for lack of a better word, like overlapping. I wonder how I can replicate that. Yeah, I know, but when I think of a triangle, I think of like that perfect triangle, not the really acute triangle, you know, the squished down one. When I think of a triangle, I think of like a perfect kind of, well, what you would imagine a triangle to look like, but then like the very acute one that's really squished down, I call them like half triangles. What other shapes? Yeah, they're using just mainly sharp triangles. Yeah, this downstone dries a lot lighter than I thought it would. Isosceles versus equilateral triangles. Someone fell asleep in geometry. I didn't attend geometry, my dude. I was barely at school. I never thought geometry to be very interesting. And then I grew up and realized, huh, maybe I should have gone to school? But never mind. We all have a past. Okay, I'm gonna try and put a triangle in here. Maybe a diamond up here. But yeah, no, I didn't really attend school. I thought I was cool, I thought I was a rebel. Turned out I was just an idiot. In a 90-day grading period, you had 47 absences in my German class one year. Second highest grading class. You learn without doing very much. Well, let's just say I was more interested in going behind the bike sheds and making out with all the girls than attending class. Smoking cigarettes and drinking vodka. I was an idiot, man. I was an idiot kid. If I could go back and actually learn shit at school, I would, but it's a bit late for that now. Alright, now to get the backpack area. Clip into this green ever so slightly. Hey, Frankie, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream, my dude. I got kicked out of high school for much the same. Yeah, I think we're all a bunch of delinquents. By the sounds of things. We're all a bunch of delinquents. It's fine, though. I mean, I turned out to be a pretty good guy, I think. Sure, I may not be the most highly educated man in the world, but I make do. The problem with this brush, it doesn't hold much paint. Okay, now we're just going to go back over the layers we did previously and make them really pop out. Wait, what? Oh, you did it the hard way. I just ran costumes for the theater and choirs, took zero effort because I was always surrounded. Lol. Yeah. I was not a good kid, dude. I was an idiot. I'm just grateful I didn't get anyone pregnant in school.
For the Emperor! Charge!
Sindri Tepig, thank you for the sub, my dude. Much appreciated. Welcome to the stream. How are you? I just invested in some nice brushes. Wicked sharp tip, big belly so it doesn't dry out. Yeah, I'm not spending a lot of money on brushes, dude. I am so tight on my budget that I'd rather invest in other tools and paints and stuff like that. I just don't have the budget to go out and buy these really expensive brushes, dude. Like, I hope I've got enough saved up for the 11th edition starter box, man. I'm not entirely sure how much the pre-order is going to be for it. But I hope I've got enough saved. Longinus 1118. Good, and you? I'm good, man. I am good. I am attempting some freehand camo cloaks. How well it's turning out, you guys can tell me, but so far I'm quite happy with it. So yeah, what I've decided to do, guys, instead of working on all my Marines at once in this combat patrol, is I've decided to lessen the workload a little bit and start getting the specific squads done. So, like I said, for the Eliminators and the... Sorry, the Eliminators and the Suppressors I've been doing. So, going from 17 models, I've gone down to 6. Doing touch-ups where they needed to, where the paint didn't dry very well, and now putting on the final details. Does anyone have a suggestion? Ah, bugger. Does anyone have a suggestion on what color I should use to try and highlight my bolt guns? And I used Black Legion for my bolt guns. I don't want to edge highlight every single damn bit, but maybe a couple of highlights here and there on it would look nice. I mean, I already put in like the lens glow for the optics there, and for the other side, and for his eyes. Right, Eddie, fucking no! I don't have admin gray. Pack it in. You and your admin gray.
I don't have admin grey. It's in the shop and it's not on my table. Leave it alone. Stop it.
Well, that didn't end up with a very sharp edge, did it? You hopped into Discord as well. Pics of my Bellicor there. Cool, man. I'll have to check them out in a little bit. I'm in the middle of doing something, but I will check them out in a bit. Early estimates are 300 US dollars. I have no idea what that is in British pounds, so I'm assuming like, what, 200 and something quid? That's a lot of money for one box. I might have to forego the 11th edition box. See, I thought it would be something similar to when Leviathan launched. And Leviathan, for me, was £150. That's how his cloak's looking so far. I really like it, guys. I really like it so far. Will you get off me? Like, considering my painting level skill isn't that high, I like that. I like that a lot. By the way, I'm also cindery. Yes, I gathered as much. So that'll be like, what, £200? What's the exchange rate like now? Mate, the exchange rate is shit. Long saying null oil if you have it. So null oil is a good shader, but I'm thinking a highlight. Frankie saying admin gray or dark reaper. I've got dark reaper, I'm pretty sure. Yes, it's right there. I've got dark reaper. Because I know you don't have it. I know you said it because I don't have it, Eddie. Shush. Don't be a dick. Oh, Eddie. You're like that nemesis now. It's like, Eddie. Oh my god. Frankie, it's more expensive in the States, not direct exchange rate. Yeah, like, I did notice that when I was looking at stuff online. Stuff in the United States and Canada are way more expensive. Like, model-wise. Like, we're talking miniatures. Like, way more expensive than they are here, which is nuts. And it's still extortionate here. Looking great so far. Thanks, Long. I need to get the other two done to that stage, and then I want to get another color on there for the camo, just to really make it shine. Eddie, I'll have roughly 2 to 3 more boxes than Leviathan. Combined with the extra cards, it's quite a bit more value than Leviathan was. Well, yeah, like, okay, sure. It's got a lot of orc stuff. It's got a lot of orc stuff. It doesn't have that much Space Marine stuff. But with all the extra boxes and cards, with the extra narrative bits they're throwing in there, the new rule book, which, let's face it, I'll probably never read. But, you know, with all the extra bits, yeah, it's going to be priced a bit more than Leviathan. But I feel Leviathan had more miniatures. I could be very wrong. You know, you could turn around and be like, well, hang on a second, Finest. You know, this 11th edition box has got XYZ number of miniatures. But Leviathan, including all of its bits and bobs, had 72 miniatures. 72 minis with all of its extra bits for £150. So, I don't know. Alder! What's going on, Alder Zone? How you doing? You good? It's not working. There we go. Right. I still have coffee. Never mind. I was going to say, I'm going to go make more coffee, but I've still got some. I've still got some. Don't you worry, brother. Need some more Dawnstone. How we doing today, Alder? You alright, mate? Put that over there. Still using that. All good, thanks. Nice. Hey, Alder, did you get a chance to see my my new bases yet from my guys? And let's do the same thing over here. That paint is just a little bit thin, but never mind. Never mind. Yeah, it's looking good. Hard work pays off. Thanks, man. I'm very happy with my bases. Like, I am gonna try and experiment a little bit with some like bolter damage or something to the actual walls themselves. But overall, I'm quite happy with how it's turned out. What I attempted to do with those bases was I tried to put more detail. Like, not detail, sorry, like more rubble as opposed to the bases I did before. Just to give that little bit more of an urban feel. And I think I nailed that. I'm going to try and put something on the creases here, just to make them seem a bit more interesting. Are the Eradicators a pain to assemble? One of the few Space Marine models you don't own. No, not really. They're not that much of a pain to assemble. The only thing I will say is they are a pain, and I didn't have the materials at the time when I built these guys. They are a pain for separation lines. See? See how the model separated? So, if I had bought these models today and assembled them, I have the equipment I need now to be able to sort things like that. But when I got these models, guys, you have to bear in mind, I got and built these models and painted these models quite a few years ago now. You know, so you have to bear in mind that these models were stripped down and they're currently being repainted. So I have the materials I need now to when I'm assembling stuff to fix that issue. But they were a nightmare for separating. So if you've got any sprue goo, or you've got any other tools that you can use for it, then I would definitely recommend it. Nice color variation with the sprue bits. Thanks, man. No worries, Long. It's all good, mate. They do like to try and separate on you when you're building them, so if you just bear that in mind, use some sprue goo or some kind of tool to help you squish them together, then you'll be alright. That did not turn out like a diamond at all. Oh well. Oh well. Thankfully, I can just clean it up with the original color. It's not a big deal breaker. Considering this is my first time trying to freehand anything, I think it's going okay. Let me see. Did you see my comment a bit up about the volume of rubble versus the cleanliness of the rubble? I did not. How far up is it? Could you repaste the comment for me, bud? I'm not sure how far up it is. Need to work on my Iron Warriors termies. Ooh, Iron Warriors. The Iron Warriors, now, aren't they the ones that are like very pro, they're kind of like the Mechanicus. They like getting rid of the weakness of the flesh sort of thing. Am I right? That's the Iron Warriors, and they're loyalists, right? I'm still learning a lot about the different factions and stuff. I'm pretty sure the Iron Warriors are loyalist. I mean, as loyalist as you can be if you want to be like the Mechanicus. Don't know if anyone's picked up on that. I have a bit of a distaste for the Mechanicus' practices. From a completely lore point of view, like I'm not saying I don't like the Mechanicus. I like all the races and all the factions in Warhammer. But as like from a lore point of view, you know, it's just like, ugh, Mechanicus. You treacherous bastards. Like, from a completely loyalist point of view, you know what I mean? It's all fun and games, guys. Don't invoke the Treaty of Mars on me, you mechanical twit. I think it'd be really cool if we finally got to see the Dark Mechanicus. as a playable faction on the tabletop. I don't know what anyone else thinks about that. What do you guys think? On it, no worries, buddy, sorry. Oh, that's the Iron Hands. Oh, I'm sorry. I was completely wrong. Iron Warriors are the Hazard Stripe Traitors. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I got them mixed up with somebody else. You've got a good deal of rubble, which implies a lot of movement and action, but all the rubble itself, the wall too, is fairly clean, implying intent and placement. It's conflicting visual messages. For instance, if you look at your current working piece straight down, you'll see that the flat rocks has one uniform green hue to it, with very minor variations, is what I meant by clean. Okay, so how would you suggest I mix it up a bit? And I know that sounded very sarcastic when I asked that question, but I promise you that's just the way I sound. I mean it intently. There we go. I love it on this bit where you add that second layer and it really makes the color pop. It goes from, it's there, but it's not really it's not very vibrant, and then you add the second layer, it's like, oh mama. Hey, Strand, what's going on, man? Is it that time already? Jesus. How you doing? How was work? Yeah, that did not turn out like a diamond whatsoever. And I feel the sneeze coming on. two ways you can go about it: bottom up or top down. I'd say bottom up, more variations in colors of wash. Wait, what? The color doesn't really matter very much in splotchy patterns. Once you've re-established all your variations, bring back depth with selective dry brushing. I see what you mean. It is. I'm doing better now. I'm home. I'll be about properly in 20 minutes. No stress, dude. No stress. I'm just working on some freehand, so no stress, dude. Oh my god. I'm trying to interpret what you said properly. For anyone curious, top down would be working weathering powders in various applications. I don't have weathering powders. I will admit though, I don't really like that green. And bear in mind, this base isn't finished. There will be grass tufts and stuff on it. But I don't like that green very much. What do you think I could do to fix that green, Eddie? Because I'm not really liking the green very much. Frankie, did you ever get a new coil? Yeah, dude. I managed to get into town and get one. On a Tuesday evening, I go to my daughter's swimming class. And then we usually go out for a meal. At the moment, she likes this Turkish place that we used to go to when she was a baby. And my vape shop is right next to the Turkish place, which is great. But bless her, little Cotton Socks was asleep on me when I was in the shop. So I was trying to do this transaction with this sleeping 5-year-old in my arms. But she woke up for the important bit. When we got to the restaurant, she woke up for the food. Add splotches of blue wash. Bits of brown wash about everything. Red wash low down. That is a lot of work that I'll be perfectly honest, mate. I'm not particularly keen to do at this point. It's a bit late in the process for me to worry about adding so much washes and details to the bases. I'm at the point of this project where I want it done and out of the way because I want to be working on Leviathan. That just sounds like a lot of work that I really don't want to do. Because, yeah, I really want to get started on my Leviathan box. I really want to get around to those Tyranids. Oh, that scared the crap out of me.
Charge!
NH Paints joined the channel. What's going on, dude? Welcome. Like bits of wall, some of the floor stones, select bits of rubble. You don't have to do all that, obviously, but just using as many examples as pop into mind. So, purple wash and random rubble. So you're like reds, blues, and purples, essentially what you're saying for washes. As far as blue washes go, I don't think I have that many blue washes. I think I've got one. That's a contrast paint. That's a contrast paint. Hang on. I've got a blue wash somewhere. I know I do. I've got Druky Violet for my purple wash. A red wash. I don't think I've got any red ones. As far as blue ones are concerned, I've got Tyran Blue. Red wash. I don't think I've got any red ones. Do you have sand? Yes, I have sand. I got a box of it in the basing bits box drawer thing. Why, what's up? Catterberg Crimson. No, I don't have that one long. I don't have that one. No, my shades line is very, lacking. Yeah, quite like how that's turned out. Might get one more just in his chest bit there, just to make that a bit more interesting. There you go. It's very subtle on his chest, though, isn't it? I'll have to bring that up a bit. But yeah, I'm going to let that dry for a second, and then we'll come back with the second coat. And we can just hang out in the chat for a minute. NH Paints, hello from Greece! Hello! How are you? Any color doesn't really matter. Each color will do something different. Well, I've got blue washes and red and try again. I've got I've got a purple wash. I've got a blue wash. I've got Null Oil. I've got Thonian Camo Shade. I've got Fugian Orange, Reichland Flesh Shade. I've got Agrex Earth Shade. Oh, don't knock him over. I've got Mortarian Grime, Soulblight Gray, you know? If you thin down a red, you can make it a wash. Fair enough. And again, you don't have to do all that. Even just a single other color and Agrax would do volumes. So hang on, just so that I'm interpreting you correctly. So let's take this one for example. So you're saying, and I'm going to avoid the skulls because I like what I've done with the skulls. So you're saying if I was to get those shades, for example, say like I don't know, purple. Let's just say purple for the sake of example, and I put a purple wash in there around the skulls. You're saying that would help, would you? Alright, Long, no worries, buddy. Blue will cool down the tones of the base. Red contrast the mini. Amber, warm tones. Brown, desaturate the base. Purple, deepen shadows. Okay. Oh, Reichland is a red wash, just as an FYI. Okay, there you go. So I do have a red wash. I've got Reichland Flesh Shade thing. There you go, so I do have a red wash. I didn't realize that was red. I thought, oh, like, isn't Seraphim Sepia more like a brown, and then the Reichland is the red? Every day's a school day, yay! But what do you think I can do about these ones? Because I will be perfectly honest, I don't like the green. Especially, it's more prominent on these ones. I don't like the green. Alright, let's go back in with another coat. Another one. I've thinned this down right. It's a good mix, but it just seems to be coming out very thin. Let's see. Sepia is just a yellow-brown. Okay, there you go. Seraphim is a sepia, but yeah, that's... I way to think about it. Blotches of blue, then dry brush with your grey to knock back areas of the green. Alternatively, dip a brush in alcohol and barely tap into the stones. Watch the wash disappear. I don't have any alcohol to do that with. But yeah, the only blue one I have, as far as I know, is Tyrant Blue. I'm not sure if that'll be too harsh of a difference between the two. It's getting there. There we go. Right, now I've just got to decide on what I want for the final color. Because that's those three done. And they can all go back. These were my new ones, so... I need to buy more paint racks as well. My god. That's gonna have to wait a couple of months. I can't afford a new one anytime soon. I mean, I don't mind getting rid of the green entirely. I didn't even realize it was going to be that... Well, this is going to sound stupid. I didn't realize it was going to be that green. I thought it was going to be, just a tinge of a shade. But never mind. Yeah, I've really got to think about what you've said now, because... You're saying the purple's added depth, right? Like shade? I like the idea of doing the purple. I'll get round to it. I'll see what I think. But I definitely want to sort those green ones out, because I do not like the green on there. I'm sorting the capes out first. Since I don't have Administratum Grey, and I know Eddie's gonna say something about fucking Admin Grey. You, Eddie, you. I know you're gonna say Admin Grey, but no, I don't have it. So the only one I've got that's anything close to that is Mechanicus. Mechanicus Standard. Do a purple then. Yeah. I like the idea of adding the shadow. I'm gonna chuck it in the vortex mixer for a sec. But the only part of my bases I don't like is that green. The rest of it I like a lot, but I just don't like that green. So Eddie, would this also be an example, right, of the pre-wash thing that you and Chaplin were talking about? Like you pre-wash it so it goes in the recesses? Or is it just a general liberal wash of the base? Don't stress the green too much. Once you add another tone and knock it back with some dry brushing, you'd be surprised how subtle it gets. Which is kind of what you want. Yeah. Although, to be fair, I used, what did I use? Fenrisian Grey as my dry brush over the top. So if you're saying I add the, say, my purple, my purple shade here, the Druchii Violet. So if I was to apply this, are you saying I apply it as just a general wash? So if I was to just get it with obviously a bigger brush, so yeah, this one's good. So if I was to just generally wash over the base, I'm going to avoid the skulls because I like the skulls the way they are. Alright, just overall the base, just a general wash of the purple, and then bring back with a dry brush of my Fenrisian Grey, is what you're saying. That I could do, but I'm going to ignore the skulls, because I quite like what I did with the skulls. It's that very kind of bleached look to the skulls I did. I mean, the closer you look at them, you can see exactly what I did, but if you hold them from just like you're looking at a point of view, I did add the highlights. I added the highlights around like the eyes, and then the nose bit, and then around the teeth for the highlights on that. And I think it makes the skulls look really cool. Like very bleached skulls. General wash, but in splotchy patches. Okay, so something like, if I was to get... Oh, I'm hitting the phone now. So I was to get the purple, like, splotch a bit there. Splotch a bit there. Splotch a bit in there. And maybe a splotch at the back. Is that what you mean? So not over everything, just do it in, like, pools, little bubbles of bits. Obviously not letting it pool, but, like, just splotch. Splotch there, splotch it there, splotch it in bits, yeah? Selective splotching. Selective splotching, that's great. Right. Mechanicus Standard Grey. Ah, see, now I understand you, Eddie. You just got to dumb everything down for me, dude. Like, pretend you're speaking to a child, and you'll be fine. Actually, I think this might be a bit too dark. I'm trying to go for a lighter tone, not a darker one. So I think Mechanicus is a bit dark for what I'm trying to do. Now that I've just put it there. Maybe Mechanicus dries lighter than I think it will. I'm trying to go for a lighter color, not a darker one. Eshin Grey, perhaps? Or is that too light? I wonder. I think Mechanicus is going to turn out too dark for what I'm trying to do here. Because I wanted to add another tone in there. Just to make it look a bit more interesting. Ulth1. Ulth1 Grey. I don't think I have Ulth1 Grey. I do have Ulth1 Grey. Haha! I do have it! It's pretty bright. Yeah. What about... What about Grey Seer? It is a bit darker than Ulth1, but it's still pretty bright. So that's Ulth1, and that's Grey Seer. That one would be pretty good, don't you think? So it's not too bright, but it's still bright. I think Grey Seer could work. Haha, can't believe I actually have this one. Put that over there. Oh, that is definitely going to need to go through the vortex mixer real quick. I mean, we could just leave the camo there. I'm pretty happy with how I've done it. What do you think? Should we leave the camo there? I know it's going to look weird because of the... Hang on, let me stop the vortex mixer. It is supposed to be discreet camouflage. If you look at the pictures over on Games Workshop, it's not very obvious. It is discreet camo. Personally, I think that looks pretty good. So if I've got all of them with me... I think it's supposed to look pretty discreet, and I think it looks great. I think it looks fine. I don't think we need another shade in there. I will, however, just try and bring the, opacity up on these ones just a little bit more. Hey, Zardakar, what's going on, man? Thank you. It's my first attempt at freehand, so I'm quite happy with it. But I want to try this thing that Eddie's talking about with the bases now. So you're saying for me to splotch the purple around and take it from there, yeah? Because if you do look at the example pictures on the Games Workshop, it is very subtle camouflage. It's not very in-your-face camo. Alright, I'm going to try this out, and we'll see how we do. Does that mean also covering the bricks, by the way? Eddie? I'm also going to need to make more coffee soon. Because once we finish the bases off, and find a good color for the highlights on the bolt guns... Didn't someone say something about Dark Reapers being a good highlight for the bolt guns? Because once we finish the base off, and the bolt guns, these snipers are done. Apart from adding battle damage to his armor, there isn't much more I can do to these. And I haven't really experimented with battle damage yet. I will. Once I get going with battle damage, I'm probably going to go over all of my Marines and start playing with battle damage. But I'm not there yet. I'm assuming he means the rocks as well. So we're just going to go for it. He didn't say anything about a pre-wash. Gross. Where's my big brush? He said do it in splotches, so... That's way too much on the brush. Making sure it doesn't pool anywhere. So I'll wait for that to dry until I judge it. Personally, I think maybe a more subtle wash, because that's a bit of a harsh transition, that. I'll wait for it to dry, though, because they do tend to dry a fairly different color. Dark Reaper is a good highlight for black. It's kind of like a bluey black. Yeah, man. I've got some Dark Reaper here, so what I'll try is on one of these bolt snipers. Now, it's not going to be it's not going to be like, what's the word I'm looking for here? I'm not going to edge highlight the whole damn thing, because one, I don't edge highlight. Edge highlighting is not something I do. And two, you know, I don't like it when somebody edge highlights the whole damn miniature, because I was making this point to Stroheim. Because me, Stroheim, and Eddie one night, a little while ago, were all playing some Space Marine 2 together, right? And I was saying to Stroheim, I was explaining to him why I don't edge highlight. So I went up to him with one of my Ultramarines, and I said to him, apart from like 1 or 2 areas where the light is catching properly, how much edge highlighting is done to this Marine? He's like, none. Exactly. None. And I get it that some areas might need edge highlighting, especially where the light, wherever your light source is hitting, might need some edge highlighting. But in general, I don't like it. I don't like the way it looks on a lot of miniatures. On tanks, I get it. Because a lot of the panels, your eyes don't necessarily focus on the different panels. You just see a tank. So on tanks, I get it. On vehicles, I get it. But on infantry, I don't think they're needed as much. You know? Not as much. Selective highlighting, maybe. So when I do this sniper rifle, for example, it's not going to be the whole sniper. I might do a couple of bits here and there just to differentiate from the metal parts. But yeah, so I'm not entirely sure I like that purple. I mean, it's still drying, so I'll have to wait for a while. I'm going to try a few different approaches. I'm going to leave Dark Reaper there, because we will need it. So, that one was with the purple. Didn't you guys say Seraphim Sepia, or was it Agrax? Agrax, you said, right? Or Reichland Fleshshade? Reichland Fleshshade was the red one, yeah? Let's hope it's still good, because it's quite an old one now. Edge highlight the whole damn thing. Never! Never gonna happen. Oh, you edge highlight the whole damn thing. I thought you were telling me to edge highlight the whole damn thing. I mean, that's fair enough, dude. Some people can pull off edge highlighting really well. I am not one of those people. I'm gonna try the Reichland Fleshshade on this one and see how it does. This is one of the older ones, so we'll see how that goes. Way too much on there. He did say to make it blotchy. leave that one to dry. So we'll try one with the each different step. So one's with the Reichland, one's with the purple, and we'll see which one we like better at the end of it. Long is back! What's going on, dude? Right. And while we're waiting for that to happen, let's get some Dark Reaper. How's the audio balance for the music, by the way, guys? I'm going to be switching up the music here in a minute, because this one's putting me to sleep. This one is most definitely putting me to sleep. But how's the audio balance for it? Enough of that. There is a music for playing Warhammer, but I think it's copyrighted. There we go. Something a bit different. Alright, I'm gonna get this one out. Don't like that at all. I don't edge highlight, this is the thing. I'm gonna have to clean that up with some... Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to clean all that up. That's horrible. It's not very... There you go. No, this brush is just not doing it. I had so much more success with my other brush. Hang on, guys. I fucked up. I fucked up. Hang on. I'm just going to correct that mistake because that looks awful. There you go. Let that dry. Right, let me go make some coffee, guys, and I'll be right back with you, okay? Coffee is needed. Hey, Logan, what's going on, my dude? Welcome, welcome. 1 of 5 Chaos Termies done. Keep it coming, dude.
In the spotlight, they rise to fame. Finest fellas, remember the name. Guitars blazing, they rock the scene. Streaming glory, living the dream. Charging up, can't bring us down. In the chaos, we're owning this town. Raise the horns, it's showtime now. Finest fellas will take the bow. With metal hearts, we'll never yield. In the virtual arena, we own the field. We own the field. People tune in, watching the fight. Their energy streams igniting the night. With every riff, the crowd goes wild. Finest fellas, forever a child. With sweat on our brows, we won't back off. Together we rise, we'll never scoff. Raise the horns, it's showtime now. Finest fellas will take the bow. With metal hearts, we'll never yield. In the virtual arena, we own the field. We own the field. In this realm, we reign supreme. Finest fellas living the dream. Raise the horns, it's showtime now. Finest fellas will take a bow. With metal hearts, we'll never yield. In the virtual arena, we own the field. People tune in, watching the fight. Their energy streams igniting the night. With every riff, the crowd goes wild. Finest fellas, forever a child. With sweat on our brows, we won't back off. Together we rise, we'll never scoff. Raise the horns, it's showtime now. Finest fellas will take a bow. With metal hearts, we'll never yield. In the virtual arena, we own the field. In the virtual arena, we own the field. In the virtual arena, we own the field. In this realm, we reign supreme. Finest fellas living the dream. In this realm, we reign supreme. Finest fellas living the dream. In the spotlight, they rise to fame. Finest fellas, remember the name. Guitars blazing, they rock the scene. Streaming glory, living the dream. Charging up, can't bring us down. In the chaos, we're ruling this town. Raise the horns, it's showtime now. Finest fellas will take the bow. But metal hearts will never yield. In the virtual arena, we own the field. We own the field. People tune in, watching the fight. Their energy streams igniting the night. With every riff, the crowd goes wild. Finest fellas, forever a child. With sweat on our brows, we won't back off. Together we rise, we'll never scoff. Raise the horns, it's showtime now. Finest fellas will take the bow. With metal hearts, we'll never yield. In the virtual arena, we own the field.
Alright, guys, I'm back. Let's do this thing. What was I gonna do? I was gonna do something. Oh, it was the edge highlighting. That's it. It was the attempt of edge highlighting, to be more accurate. Let us attempt this together. I quite like that subtle... Very subtle edge highlights. Just on the top area of the rifle. Where the light would be shining down. Now, somebody is trying to message me. I know the camera's gone off. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm making sure it's nothing about my kid. It is not. Okay, that's fine. Very intense music for what I'm actually doing. Not sure if I like this music either. This music makes it sound like I should be making sacrifices to Zeus. Or building a civilization or something. This is like really, really intense music for building miniatures. I don't like this music. Don't like it. Maybe I should be. What? Making offerings to Zeus? Nah. Nah. Sup, bitch?
Yeah.
You're right.
How you doing?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Just at a very interesting stage of this painting project.
Yeah, so. You're at the part I dislike the most.
What,
The
highlights?
fine details and highlighting, yeah.
Yeah, I can't really say I've ever done highlighting before, but worth a try.
I'm a fan of the effect, not a fan of the process. That's just because I suck at it, though.
That's fair.
If I was good at it, once I've done it enough to be good at it, I probably won't mind the process.
Well, you know the best way to get good at it, mate.
Hope and pray that practice works.
Well, you just gotta practice it.
Doesn't always fix me. But hey ho, we'll see. We'll see. I'll get there eventually.
It does sound like a Civilization intro. Yeah, it really fucking does, though, dude. That's the thing. I was like, nah, I'm turning that off. I should be building a Civilization with this music.
Yeah, that should be like a Stellaris playthrough. Or something. Yeah. I'll either get good at doing that process, or I'll get annoyed enough to pay someone else to do it for me.
With you, I'm sure it will be the latter. You get annoyed at these things very easily.
Getting frustrated and getting annoyed enough to not bother with it at all is different. I just have to pick my times.
Finding it
amount of times
easier
I've
to
got
edge
annoyed.
highlight with a larger brush than a smaller one.
Of course you find it easier with a large brush, you backward human.
Well, it's just because the larger brush has got more of a... Well, it's got longer bristles to actually edge highlight with.
I mean, if it works for you, go for it.
When it comes to these bases, though, I do think I prefer... I don't know, they both look kind of cool. I like the effect from both of them, if I'm honest. Just noticed that my camera needs to be sorted. It's really annoying, man. I can never find the perfect camera angle. I have to change it around depending on what I'm doing. So this is the results we got.
The only way around it really would be to have smaller screens and multiple inputs, but that required more cameras.
I can't even afford proper cameras, mate. Dunno. With the subtlety, with the way it's dried, the purple one does add that shadow. Which is quite nice, but I still need to get rid of that bloody green. Where it's dried. But then, obviously, with the red brownie wash, it's added like a really weathered down kind of tone.
I personally prefer the purple one. They're both really good though. But if I had to pick one, I'd pick the purple one.
Yeah. Bloody camera. So, I think they've somewhat fixed the Japanese planes now. Not much, but they've somewhat fixed it, because I was able to at least dogfight a little bit last night.
Yeah, they've ruined those planes.
They have not ruined those planes.
They have
So
temporarily.
damn dramatic. They haven't temporarily, no. They've just done something to the patch that has affected the flight pattern of planes they didn't mean. They're not ruined, they're still usable, but they're, instead of turn fighters, they're now boom and zoom aircraft. They're not ruined. But because the Japanese are meant to be turn fighters...
Yeah, the biggest problem with them being forced into boom and zoom is they don't have the...
They don't have the firepower.
Yeah, they don't have the firepower to be boom and zoom.
That's the problem. So they're not ruined, you can still use them, they're just not very effective. But with the KI models, I was able to dogfight a little bit last night. So it's not as bad, so I think they've tweaked it slowly. I think what they're trying to do is take away all the advantage from every other faction apart from the Russian. Because the Russian planes are just gods.
Where's the company based?
Gaijin, I think it is Russia.
That would explain it.
I don't know, actually. I don't know where Gaijin is based.
We'll have a look. I'm curious now. Because if it is Russia, that's just bullshit.
It's like, sorry, hasn't the previous conflict in the Ukraine proven that your military tech is actually quite shit?
Yeah, when you're being taken down by blokes with drones.
Well, their mainline
not
battle
even
tanks
military drones.
were proven to be very ineffective.
Their military wasn't proven to be fairly ineffective. When you had Ukrainian people running up to tanks, weren't seen running up to tanks, and throwing petrol bombs in there. That has to be a bad way to go, though, petrol bombing.
Sure is. Can't tell you. It's not happened to me. Can't imagine it's very pleasant.
Yeah. War Thunder was founded in Moscow.
There you go.
And that would be why the Russian planes are the most powerful planes in the game. Well, not necessarily most powerful, but generally the most unbalanced compared to the other ones.
And that will explain why the British ones are shat upon.
Yeah. I spent most of today listening to Voldemort.
Right. You're not supposed to be working today.
Yeah, I can do both.
No, you're supposed to do your damn job. Don't sit there listening to fucking YouTube.
I was doing my job while listening to YouTube.
Was it just stock shit today, was it?
Yeah, I was in the office most of the day.
Oh, there you go. That'll be why.
Yeah, listening to the law around the eradicate or the supposedly eradicated Xenos.
What eradicated Xenos would this be?
Off the top of my head, I can't remember their names, but there's several races that apparently have been taken out. A couple of them are like Xenos that resemble like monkeys or like gorillas.
Yeah, because I did mention to you there were other Xenos races.
Yeah, a lot of them have already been supposedly taken out by the Imperium or Eldar.
Well, battled at one point or another, yeah.
From most of these supposed extinct Xenos, there's three races that are three races that are basically responsible for near enough all of it. It is either the Imperium, the Eldar, or the Necrons. I can't remember the name of one of the ones he was talking about, but they're just fucking terrifying. Like their weapons work a similar way to the Gorse weapons, where it basically just drains the life out of like the stuff it hits.
Gauss weapons don't do that, they just atomize you.
Or whatever it is that the Necrons use that does that. There's something they use that does seem to do that, apparently, according to the law, at least. But
maybe, but that's not a Gauss weapon.
Whatever weapon it is, but it does that. But this does it to an insane degree. Like, rather than just leaving a dried husk, there is nothing left. And there's another one that uses biomass that isn't Tyranids.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Frankie's saying the Jakero.
Oh, possibly for the weapons. The one that uses biomass. I can't remember the name of that one, but it wasn't that one. But apparently they use... Well, they don't even use biomass, they just use mass. Which means that the Imperium had issues where they were just consuming, like, bodies of their fallen, bodies of the Imperium's fallen, as well as, like, tech. They were just breaking it all down into mass to use. But they apparently got eradicated.
Can't imagine why.
Well, the thing is, they got eradicated, and apparently the law behind it is that all known stuff from this species is dead. But there were ships that were just left like damaged and adrift. So they could potentially be some still alive somewhere.
It's possible.
But they replicate upon themselves.
Is it a machine race, an organic race?
It doesn't. They didn't actually specify. It's like I think it's a yes situation.
It's utterly terrifying.
Yeah, they're the ones that had the stupid.
Jakado are inventors. They have crazy tech, but there's like one left. Fair enough.
Yeah, they're not the replicating ones. They're the one that does the fucking insane weapon. that the Imperium and the Eldar and everyone else hated. So they end up in a war against basically everybody and nobody at the same time.
It's funny that the Eldar hated them, because the Eldar are usually quite accepting of other races.
I think the Eldar had a problem when they started melting Eldar's colonies.
Yeah, I can see that being an issue.
The Dark Eldar hate fucking everyone. Dark Eldar don't like anything that is alive. But yeah, it was an interesting day just listening to that.
And to be fair, the Imperium has a very good reason for their anti-Xenos behavior. Because the earliest days of the Imperium, the humanity was being wiped out by Xenos races. And the reason they're distrustful of other Xenos as well is because they tried to call for help from other species and they just didn't help them. They're like, nah.
Yeah, I was listening to lore around. It was to do with like the AI uprising, and like they teamed up with virtually every other race in the galaxy to beat the AI because it was a threat to all of them. And then when humanity was left fucked at the end of that, like several of the races just turned on them while they were weakened and just attacked them. I mean, in some ways I can kind of get it, because the Imperium were kind of the reason for the AI uprising in a way, but even so, that's still a dick move. It would be interesting to see some of the dead races in the game, though.
Yeah.
But also, fuck that, because they are ridiculous.
Fair enough.
They'd have to do some... Some of them would have to be so underpowered on the tabletop just to make them fair. That or everything else would have to have a boost. Either or.
Mm. What project are you working on?
I'm just finishing off the last raid.
Are you building?
Yeah. Just been doing the last wraith, and then I'm on to painting things again. I'm tempted to use a couple of the bits from the wraith and see if I can find a way to augment my dreadnought a little bit with them.
Sounds like tech heresy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, deal with it.
Sounds like tech heresy. Yeah, fuck the Imperium.
Wow, dude. Wow.
Hey, if the Imperium weren't so purist about their tech, they could be far more advanced than they are. I mean, can you imagine the absolute ridiculousness that would be the Imperium if they like managed to understand and replicate, or at least backwards engineer, some of the Necron stuff?
I don't disagree with you, but the core problem with the Imperium is that the way it's run, like the Ecclesiarchy, the Inquisition, the worship of the Emperor as a god, because he's not a god.
No.
You know, that's the root issue with the Imperium. In my opinion.
It's definitely one of the top ones, fine.
If they can sort their shit out, then yeah, they might be a little bit better off.
Yeah. And
Like-
they kind of took one massive disaster with technology and went way too hard the other way with it, and are like almost scared of technology now. It's like, guys, just learn from what you did wrong.
I'd love the Emperor to return and just put the fucking smackdown on the Ecclesiarchy.
At some point, he's going to have to, I think, because it's the only way that the Imperium long term I can see having a viable path.
Well, there's a few ways they can do it. They can wake up the Emperor and he will return, right? Or the Emperor will die and the Golden Throne will blow up, taking Terra and most of the Sol System with it, right? Or they can appoint a new Emperor to lead the Imperium.
Which there's only really two candidates.
No, there's not. Some of the Primarchs aren't dead, they're just missing.
I don't mean in terms of that, I mean in terms of like general, based on the bits and pieces of stuff that I've been listening to. There's two that are more widely respected than a lot of the others. What was his? I can't remember their names. Lioness and
The Lion and Gilliman.
yeah, they're two of the more popular choices for that role.
Well, I mean, that's what's going to happen, because the Golden Throne is failing. It will blow up. What did they say, in about another 100 years or so? In the lore?
Yeah, which in terms of the Imperium and the Space Marines is nothing.
Exactly. It's not long. They don't have long. The Golden Throne is failing. So the Emperor needs to reincarnate or whatever, come back, and
Yeah, I mean,
stabilize everything, or Terra is going to blow up.
I mean, one way or another, the Emperor will be back because he's an Eternal.
Well, he's in the warp at the moment, constantly fighting to keep the warp portal closed on Terra.
Yeah.
As far as I
he's-
know, as far as
he's-
I've understood the lore, that's where his consciousness is.
Yes, he is in the warp, and if he was to be killed, then essentially his only existence is within the warp.
For now. I'm sure he'll
Yeah, but what-
shenanigan his way out of it.
Oh yeah, 100%. But the Emperor is one of the few known Eternals, so whether it's by reincarnation or regeneration, he's always going to be around.
Or if he only will ever exist in the warp from now on, whatever.
Yeah, he could become a warp entity if his body is destroyed and his consciousness is trapped in the warp. Then he would essentially become a warp wraith.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens with him, but like I'm saying, it's just like, one way or another, Terra's fucked.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and there's
Evacuate
some-
Terra now.
Unless some magical bullshit happens that undoes the threat to Terra, then yeah.
Yeah, well. Unless he comes back and has some magical bullshit that's like, I found a way to seal the warp shit on Terra, we're fine.
I've been fighting the warp so long I can split my consciousness between that and here. Fuck you all. It's like, oh, okay.
Well, I know he will pretty much abolish this whole religion that's been built around him. Pretty rapidly. He never wanted that. He never wanted to be worshipped as a god. Frankie's saying there's a faction that wants to kill the Emperor so he becomes a full warp entity, essentially making him a real god. There you go.
Yeah. I can't remember what faction it was. I did hear mention of that today. It was only a brief mention though. I can't remember what faction it was. I'm not even sure if they named the faction, actually.
Just an unnamed faction.
Yeah, there is somebody who wants this. Somebody in the Imperium.
Well, because then he would legitimately be a god. So you can see why they'd want to legitimize this. Because if he wakes up and bends the ecclesiarchy over and gives them a good spanking for being bad, you know, abolishing the whole religion and, you know, forcing the empire, the Imperium to be like, holy fuck, everything we've been told for millennia is a lie.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if he woke up, it would be a 50-50 thing on that as well, in some aspects, because the damage it could do to the Imperium to suddenly have everything they've known for that long suddenly be revealed as utter shit could be very damaging to the Imperium.
Imagine how the Loyalist forces felt when Lionel Johnson was like, he is still your emperor, you know, but he's not a god.
Yeah.
And yet his chapter and his forces rallied behind him.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's whether or not it would go down that well across the Imperium rather than the chapter.
Well, I think you'll find a lot of the Space Marines will be fine. I think you'll find that the Ecclesiarchy, the Inquisition, and a lot of the High Lords of Terra and stuff will be less than pleased. But if he came back, dude, you know there's going to be another great crusade with the Emperor at the fore of it.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that. That'll be great. Right. I'm on to a very important bit, ladies and gents. Eyes. I need to get these lenses done properly these times. Hints, tips and tricks, advice, go in the chat. Give me advice.
I found some success with... Do you have any toothpicks?
No.
Balls. To say I found some success with the eyes with toothpicks.
No, not any toothpicks.
Well, shit.
Look, I'm gonna be so tight on money, dude. But saving up money for that 11th edition box, like I don't have much money for hobbying at the moment.
I don't even know how much it's gonna be.
Easily around 200 quid. And if that's the case, I'm probably not going to buy it.
Isn't it June or somewhen?
Yeah, it's very soon. Next month, I think. End of next month.
Yeah.
But yeah, I need to get these lenses done, and I want a nice glow effect, but I don't know how to go about it. One thing I can do is quickly put a dot of pink horror on my purity seals.
Oh shit.
What the fuck is this music? Oh shit, what? So are you done?
I just remembered I forgot to get something out of my bag. I got a load of blue tack today.
Oh yeah. What color glow do you want? I'm trying. These Marines will be the red glow, and then I've got. Actually, luckily enough for me, all my sergeants in this one have open-faced masks. So yeah, it's the red glow. A lot of the sergeants have got the open face. Because a lot of this is like Phobos gear and all that. So I finished the Space Marine 2 story again, by the way, Strand.
Yeah.
And I want to play it again.
I haven't played the storyline.
It's such a good story. I love it. Alright, whilst I'm waiting on that advice, what I am going to do is get little writing bits on the Curatai seals. So I've already got white in the lens part of the Marines, but I'm not entirely sure how to go about a glow. Because what I tried previously was the Blood Angels contrast, but it dried very, well, non-glowy. Especially because I want to get those army painter paints as well, dude. So
Yeah.
I'm just so stuck right now when it comes to my hobbying.
Yeah, the army painter paints, they're not the cheapest. They could be more, they could be worse, but they're still not great. Good price. Still not great pricing. If you're short on money.
Oh, my hands are so shaky. I'm making a mess of this.
I got
Yeah.
my last two paints turn up today.
I have to redo that purity seal. I'm fucked up. My hands are shaky as shit. You had your last two show up today.
Yep. Evil Chrome and True Brass. Evil Chrome, it's a weird colour. Looks almost copper.
Mm.
So I'm not too sure how it's going to come out. Well, that could have gone badly.
You use magenta or orange to make a glow.
Yeah, I suppose that would make sense if you're thinking about the diffusion of colour on the light as it goes out. Yeah. Makes sense. I was just using my craft knife and I had an itch right next to my eye and almost forgot to put the craft knife down.
It's not ideal, is it?
No. That's the second time I've nearly stabbed myself in the face.
Not having much success with these purity seals at all today.
Damn. These are really nasty little fuckers.
Hmm.
Just the wraith. These things are going to be mean looking.
Yes, sir.
Even more so if it actually glued together and not just slip everywhere. Why is my Discover Weekly this week so shit?
I got my kid tomorrow. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always interesting to see what kind of mood she's in.
Yeah.
Normally she's fine. I overthink it, but sometimes she's not. Sometimes she's in the mood where I'm going to push all Dad's buttons and see how much I can get away with. And it's like, ho 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 ho. It's a good thing I love you, child.
Yeah. These things are, I believe, fairly inevitable, I think, though, aren't they?
Spill the red around the eyes, then drop in a wash of magenta or orange on the white eye. See, I've got these fluorescent paints from Vallejo. I've got magenta fluorescent and orange fluorescent. I've got these two. But individually, I don't think they'd make very good glowy paints. What if I, like, really thinned down some, like, Blood Angels Red or something? Like, really thinned it down and put that in the lens. I mean, I could try one with the... He said magenta fluorescent, but that's a very pink to try and get away with a red glow, isn't it? And then I have to go through the whole thing with transfers on these guys. That'll be fun. I've got to try and battle the transfers again. Just thinking how I want to approach this. Because I don't know. What is it with this music today? I can't find a single bit of music I like. Good God. I think it's because I've gone through a lot of the non-copyright stuff already. There's not a lot of variety, I'm afraid. Like, Frankie, when you say, like, spill the red, what kind of red do you mean? Like a contrast red, or...? No, I don't. I don't have any spare miniature stuff at all. So when you say spill the red, so if I was to take, like... Are you talking like a contrast paint, some kind of speed paint, or an actual acrylic? I've got a technical paint called Spirit Stone Red, but I'm not entirely sure what that does. Yeah, because I've got this. I have no idea what Spirit Stone Red does. Would this be good to use on the eyes? I have no idea. I might just leave the eyes and YouTube it, to be fair. Spirit Stone is a glossy, transparent red. It's for Elder Gems. That might look cool as a one-shot just over the lenses. So, do you think I should just give it a shot and try and do that as a one thing over the lenses real quick, just to see how it looks? What's the worst that could happen, right? Don't actually comment on that because that was a rhetorical question. Let me have this. Alright, let's give it a shot. I gave it a good mix already. So, should I try and spill this over a little bit or just on the lens? No, that looks pretty cool, actually. I'm gonna try it on the other one. Not with that much paint, though.
My heart rages around like an ocean in my head because there are so many things that I left unsaid. I can almost feel you.
Let's try with some of the other Marines. Why is there... I would totally use it for a glow around the eyes, just on the lenses. Okay.
My heart rages around like an ocean in
I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera, but that does look pretty good. I know the camera's not giving you the proper effect that I can see, but that does look pretty cool.
can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that is not reality. If you are echoing around inside these parallel dimensions all alone, know I'll find you in my dreams. I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that is not reality.
What do you think? I think that looks pretty sick.
There's a distance between us. It's getting hard to reach out. Haven't seen you in seasons, but all I hear is your voice. I know my limits. You can break me down, but I'll stay till the finish line. And I've been counting minutes quite some time now, just to see you again. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been finding ways to get away, to see you again, see you again. We got millions of reasons to let it all go. Hope we're not too broken. I know I'm not always strong. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been finding ways to get away.
That looks really cool. I like this. That's pretty good if you don't want to do the full OSL thing. I'll be perfectly honest, mate. I wouldn't even know how to properly OSL these lenses. And it's probably a bit of a chore to type it all out. I quite like the effect this is giving for rank and file troopers, though. Yeah, I really like how that looks for rank and file.
I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now. Don't
Yeah, that's quite an interesting paint, that Spirit Stone Red. Hmm.
Ah!
Get in there. Ugh, the transfer stage is coming up soon. I don't wanna. I don't wanna. So, that is the eliminators and the suppressors all done. I know the bright ass light isn't giving you. I'll give them proper beauty shots with my phone and put them on Discord later. But I'm pretty happy where they're sat at, so I think without the transfers that they are done. They will obviously need transfers. But that is a battle for another day. There we go. 6 more Marines to add to the chapter. And then, what time is it? 8 o'clock? Are you wanting to do some gaming tonight, Strand, or are you just hobbying?
Once I finish this Wraith, I can do some games. I've only got a little bit more to do. I've only got to put claws on. And then this one's done, so...
Because I'd much rather tackle all these other Marines in a different stream. because they still need a lot of the work done, like the washes and the extra detailed bits, and then on the lieutenant himself, I want to try that magma blade. And if I can get that effect done right, I'm putting it on my Blade Guard vets that I had previously. But yeah, so these guys, I really like those lenses. I don't know if it comes across properly in the camera, but look at those lenses. That's pretty cool, right?
Good sec. Yeah,
I like it.
looks good.
But these guys still need their highlights, their washes, their bits. Their extra bits done. But yeah, so I'm gonna call it there, guys. But yeah, Frankie, I remember you saying to give you a shout to have a chat about doing all the transfers and stuff. If you're free at all over the weekend, mate, we should get into a call and you can walk me through the process. Because my previous transfer attempts were a bit rough. But yeah, man, that's going to do me for today, guys. I managed to get my sniper cloaks done. And I'm pretty happy with how the sniper cloaks have turned out. The camouflage is subtle, but it is there. What do you think of that strand, the camo patterns I've put on these guys?
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, I mean, ultimately, that's all that matters, isn't it?
Considering it's all freehand, and I've never freehanded before, I think it's cool. You have time on Saturday. Yeah, so I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow I have my kid, and I've got her till around 5-6 p.m. British time on Saturday. So I'll probably be free sometime around then. But yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out. Bye-bye for now.
In the spotlight, they rise to fame. Finest fellas, remember the name. Guitars blazing, they rock the scene. Streaming glory, living the dream. Charging up, can't bring us down. In the chaos, we're owning this town. Raise the horns, it's showtime now. Finest fellas will take the bow. But metal hearts will never yield. In the virtual arena, we own the field. We own the field. People tune in, watching the fight. Their energy streams igniting the night. With every riff, the crowd goes wild. Finest fellas, forever a child. With sweat on our brows, we won't back off. Together we rise, we'll never stop. Raise the horns, it's showtime now. Finest fellas will take the bow. With metal hearts, we'll never yield. In the virtual arena, we own the field. We own the field. In this realm, we reign supreme. Finest fellas, living the dream. Raise the horns, it's showtime now. Finest fellas will take a bow. With metal hearts, we'll never yield. In the virtual arena, we own the field. People tune in, watching the fight.